Hello, my name is Mentor Palokaj. I study at UCM and I am participating in a Local Heroes Award with BlueVPN. What BlueVPN is a way to connect to the internet while being anonymous and unblocking websites. Now what happens on a technical level is that you will connect to one of our servers, for example in Amsterdam or New York, and everything that happens between you and us is entirely confidential. In fact, we have the only encryption that so far as we know, is uncrackable by the NSA. And what happens from our servers onwards to the internet, so for example, if you open Facebook, that of course cannot be traced back to you. Now, that has two effects. For one, you're entirely anonymous online. So nobody can see what you do, nobody can sniff out your data, see what passwords you use, or even what you visit. As a second effect, if you connect to a certain country server, for example New York, you'll be able to browse the web as if you are in New York. So certain content that's blocked in Europe, or the other way around, if you're in the States and you're wanting to open something in Europe, you can connect to the server and that'll allow you to access content as if you were in that location. I had an experience when I was visiting China where I was looking for a VPN I could use, so a way to concretely access Facebook and all the stuff that I did back home. But I couldn't, and all the services either restricted my account to a couple of days or I had to start paying, which back then, I just really didn't want to. And I decided to build a VPN platform to use for me and my friends. And what happened is that within a couple of weeks, there were a couple of hundred people who subscribed to BlueVPN, and they got free accounts in exchange for sharing a message on Facebook or on Twitter, and do so every month in order to keep it activated. So yeah, that's how the project started. So as a concept, VPNs are not at all new, and there's a lot of them out there. So one of the first questions that people often ask is why this one's different. And that is really just because of the philosophy behind it. A lot of VPN providers, if not most, ironically, have their trade in keeping people anonymous, but have a really closed kind of attitude. The goal of BlueVPN is to make sure that everyone has access to a VPN for free, for example by sharing it on social media, has access to the highest encryption as a default, and is able to do anything they want on this VPN without having to worry about anything. For example, even the paid versions of BlueVPN, we expect you to choose a package that suits your needs. But we don't check anything. There is officially a fair use policy, so if people highly abuse their accounts, that in theory we could block them. But the three accounts we have, a personal, heavy duty and professional, we expect people to choose for themselves which one will suit their needs. We trust you in that sense, because that is what it's all about. It's about people having their privacy and trusting that they'll be good human beings. And this kind of attitude is not at all supported, in my experience, by other VPNs. I would go with tinkering, doing stuff, and being an idiot. Tinkering in the sense that you build stuff. You can't be an entrepreneur just by thinking up stuff. Well, I guess in theory you could, but still, then you'd be building information. Doing stuff, entrepreneurs, people, we make things, or try and make situations better, add stuff to people's lives. That's the whole point. And you do stuff, you don't think about how it's done and write a paper about it, or you don't analyze the situation and think, you actually do it afterwards as well. And being an idiot, in the sense that a lot of people will tell you that what you're doing is not a good idea. That either it can't be done, or it's already been done, you're not the right person, you don't know how to do it. I mean, look at BlueVPN as an example. There's so many out there that if I would go to the business faculty and ask people, so I'm thinking about starting a VPN, what would you think? They say, well, the market's saturated. You'd be an idiot to even try and step in there. And yet it's working out fine. So, yeah, being an idiot is a strong way to put it, but that's what it is. So what entrepreneurship is? Just doing stuff and not listening to common sense too much. I mean, use your head, but